I'm Michael Jordan.
Taco Tuesday! Taco!
Stop it. Get some help.
What it do, what the business is, people? It's your boy That Way with Jack Travis, to be precise, man. Now, you know how we do, you know how we doing it. Back in the thing again, you understand? Before we get going, man, if you like what I'm doing on this page, please like and subscribe to this content. I'm at like 475, man. I've been at this thing about 6, going on 7 months. At 475 subs, about 2,500 watch hours. So about 500 more hours and 25 more subs, and I will be into the first tier of monetization from YouTube. At which point, man, I plan to start coming with a wider range of material. You know what I'm saying? I just want to feel like I'm making it to that first step by just being. You dig what I'm saying? What do I got to offer, man? I don't want to go into too many different directions before I feel like I've got some sort of a built-in fan base, man. But at any rate, like I said, like and subscribe to content, and we'll keep this thing going, man. Interesting video I have to bring to you all today. It's not another Trump assassination video. I know that's the rage, all the rage right now. Everybody talking about, you seen this motherfucker walk around with Band-Aids on their ear, bro? Something crazy shit. But anyways, this is actually a sports video, man. I've been paying attention to the basketball world here lately because of little Bronny, man. Bronny out there, I won't say stinking it up. He had his most recent game was his best game. He came out and scored 12 points. I saw a couple highlights of the other shots he took. And actually, like, his movements on the court, man, they mimic what I saw. This is a guy named Awful Coaching on YouTube. I think he's a real coach in real life. And I watch his breakdowns of Bronny's past games. You dig what I'm saying? And he losing his shit. You dig what I'm saying? But he's just saying simple stuff like, man, cut here, bro. Why are you standing here? You see all this open space? Flash out, stun on the defense, sprint back to your man. Just little simple things. And I'd be damned. He showed that the highlights of the game today. And LeBron was doing all those things. So I tend to feel like either Bronny saw those or someone close to Bronny messed around and got a hold of those videos and either showed them to him or helped him implement those things into his game. But at any rate, he played a better game. 12 points isn't a lot to rave about, but going from 4 to 12, you know, that's a big step for Bronny, man. So that's why I've been paying attention to a lot of basketball stuff and stuff like that, right? So this is going to roll into his pops. Now, I can say a lot about his pops as pertaining to this Bronny situation. I think that he was just, you know, I guess I got to call it selfish, but I guess if you got the power, I guess it's another word you can put on it. Of course, you can say it the nepotism thing, but I think he was so excited about having his son in the NBA with him, he bypassed the fact that this is a man, this is a real man, it's a grown man league. You dig what I'm saying? And for a lot of people that hold certain things against LeBron that you couldn't really say or just couldn't really validate because it's just a back and forth argument, like they can give all the smoke to your son. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't know if they considered, let Bronny tell it, him and his dad never discussed playing together. So maybe I'm sure that's a lie, but if it's in fact true, it was a mistake. Because he should have had that conversation with him about, like, you know, bro, when you get out here, it's all on you. And if you don't have what it takes, you know, you will be cut. You'll be a laughing stock. You know, like, you got to be ready. You know, I heard Brandon Jennings and the whole little cast, the whole little panel over there at Gilbert Arenas talk about it a couple of days ago, and it was odd, man, because Bronny played a couple of games. About a week went by before Gil even addressed it. And, you know, I fucks with Gil and Rashad and Kenyon and BJ. Well, I could have left them off with what I'm about to say. I fuck with them, but I'm saying I fuck with Gil. But Gil, if you watch Gil's Arena now, Nigga, Gil know the perspective from the ball boy. Gil knows the perspective of the player, regardless of what position he plays, what school he went to, what his height, his size. He knows exactly how he thinks and approaches the game. He knows from the perspective of the agent. He knows what the agent's thinking, their motivation for making any kind of deal. He knows the perspective from the GM. He knows exactly what goes into their decisions, what they're looking for in the team. Gil know everything. Gil the type, it doesn't matter what good point you bring up. Gil will talk louder than you, right? Right, that's his favorite thing, right? Like, no, nigga, you're not right. Quit saying that. He'll talk over you and he'll butt in and he'll make a completely different alternate point that he may not even be right about then. And then you'll shoot that down and he will talk loud, get above you, and make an entirely different point. So, you know, being a faithful watcher of the show, I was waiting. I was wondering, why Gilbert Arenas ain't said nothing about Bronny? Now, I've come to find out that apparently Gil is represented by Clutch Sports. That's LeBron and Rich Paul's little sports management agency. You dig what I'm saying? So I guess he's getting paid from them, so he doesn't want to go in on them. But if I remember correctly, Gilbert Arenas made damn near $200 million in the NBA. He's been making big moves out here in the content space, so I don't think he's hurting for money. I don't think he's mad about, you know, that check not coming in. But it was odd that it took him so long to talk about it, right? And when they finally started talking about it, Gil and Kenyon were on the team of Bronny was a 55th pick. Why are we expecting so much from him? He made a point that Bronny saved some guy's job because whoever would have got picked at 55 would have been, he asked who picked 56. And whoever this guy was, whatever team selected him, Gil's take was Bronny provided him with the job because had they not drafted Bronny at 55, the Lakers either wouldn't have drafted this guy or would have drafted him. He got cut. But it was just a bad analogy. It was a flip around when after BJ and all of it was like, bro, if I had a son, me being an NBA player, being a dog, knowing what it takes to be out here in this NBA world and get it in. If my son wasn't ready, I'd tell him, boy, you not ready. You not like that. Do something else before you go out here and embarrass us. And that goddamn Gil jumped through a million hula hoops trying to make some kind of a point. We expecting too much from him. It's summer league. Nobody hoops in summer league. Meanwhile, it's niggas out there going for 20 points every game. I don't know a situation where a hooper doesn't hoop. Name a game, a situation where a hooper goes into it and he's like, man, I ain't really tripping, bro. Like, if these niggas win and dominate me, it's all good. Like, no hooper thinks like that. So it was amazing the hoops they jumped through, man. But they finally got around to talking about him, and I think BJ won that debate. Even though BJ is really bad at getting his point across, he'll stutter his point out a couple times, and dealing with somebody like Gil, if you're not going straight through with a clear thought, he's going to jump in there. So that's what rolled me into what this video is about, man. And we're talking about Bronny's daddy, LeBron, right? I ran across a clip of NICK Wright. If you know who NICK Wright is, he's a sports personality. And he has a lot of hot takes out here, right? You know, a lot of hot takes. He is a LeBron. Maybe he's with Clutch Sports also because he glazes LeBron, homie. I swear to God. Like, no diddy. It's like LeBron can do no wrong. Just to glaze it. LeBron Stan, as they call him. You dig what I'm saying? So I ran across a clip of him making his case about why LeBron James was the better ball player of between him and Michael Jordan. Now, I'll save my analysis on that until after we come back from the video. So without further ado, let's jump right on into this video right now.
if you rule hip hop for 4 years, that's huge. That's huge. Biggie, Tupac, Ice Cube, that's huge. LL. But if Jay-Z has ruled it for 20 years.
Like LeBron.
There's a huge difference. All right, yeah, but Jordan played for 15 years. If Jordan had played for 6 years, Nick, sure. But he didn't.
But that's what we pretend.
He's had a substantially long career himself, longer than Magic, longer than Bird, and his peak was higher. Look, I'd love to say it was LeBron, but objectively speaking, Michael Jordan has done more in less time. Look at this graphic, Nick. He played 15 years. LeBron is in his 20th season. Jordan won more rings, won more MVPs, led the league in more categories, 10 times scoring, 3 times steals. LeBron, 1 scoring, 1 assist, made the all-defensive team more times. Oh, and added a Defensive Player of the Year award. The only 2 3-peats outside of Shaq and Kobe since Bill Russell belonged to Jordan. And LeBron had stacked teams. You can talk all you want about what KD and Steph stopped. LeBron started it in Miami. That team was stacked. They won 2 out of 4. His team in Cleveland, Kevin Love was an awesome player in Minnesota. Kyrie is Kyrie. They won 1. Jordan look at this too. LeBron has had better quality teammates.
Okay, that's
6 members of let me finish. Let me finish. 6 members of the all top 75 team. Jordan's got 4. 5 times LeBron has had 2 teammates make the all-star team in the same season. Jordan never had that. Look at the top 5 picks. 34-9, and yet Jordan won more. Jordan won a championship once every 2.5 years of his career. LeBron, if he doesn't win it this year, will win one once
5 years.
Every 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
hold on a
case
second.
Closed. LeBron's number 2, but Jordan's number 1.
All right, so right there, you saw Chris Broussard thoroughly get Nick together, man, and I'll go ahead and state my claim about that early before I get into the full explanation. Being someone that grew up in the age and I could watch Michael Jordan play pretty much every relevant game of his career, the ones that we bring up and brag about. I wasn't watching basketball, I guess, at the time when he hit Boston for 61. You know what I'm saying? I guess I probably caught on to Jordan when WGN came, and I guess they made that network, they made that network available. I don't know if they made WGN or WGN was already a station and they made it accessible to the world when Jordan started playing. But at any rate, WGN started to show the Chicago Bull game every night. I don't care where you were in the United States, right? Now that's a testament, you dig? Now I guess these days you have ESPN and all of these that play the games and Bally Sports, if you depend on what kind of device you got. But I don't know if Cleveland would have disseminated out. I don't know. Maybe LeBron was that big of a star that they would have had to come up with a plan to let the entire nation see him. Because I know when he was in high school and he was going around on this little tour playing basketball with his high school team, they put that on TV for everybody to see it on ESPN or what have you. But I think that's a testament to Mike's greatness at the same time as I brought that up. But like I said, man, being able to watch him play and just seeing being able to compare the two, I've always said when it comes down to winning, man, and doing what it takes to win and, already having that win damn near in the bag before the game started. All those little things right there, man. Michael Jordan has in spades. You dig what I'm saying? He dominated LeBron when it comes to that. I've never heard, or I guess we wouldn't hear it, but when watching Michael Jordan, man, and those Bulls teams, it's like when you turn the TV on to watch Mike hoop, you knew they were going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? When they lost the game or something like that, now they never lost when it mattered in the playoffs and the finals. Well, Jordan did early, right? Early when he was 2-3 years into the league. I think 5, 6 years into the league before he started just going crazy. So, but for me, bro, I'm telling you, man, like, you knew that Jordan and the Bulls were going to win. You went into the game trying to figure out how you would stop Mike, how you would beat him. And it's like, bro, I don't care who they were playing, what opponent. Like, you could pencil in 30 points from Mike. I'm talking as soon as the game started, bro, was no doubt. He going for 30. You're not going to stop. You can only hope to kind of limit everybody else. And then he had some pieces around him. But you heard Chris Broussard, man. Chris kind of broke down the teammates that Jordan had compared to the teammates that LeBron had. And, you just got to call a spade a spade. LeBron started moving around early in his career, and he's hopped around a couple of times, and every time he gets somewhere, it's all about who can he bring with him. How many big max players can I get over here with me? How many superstars on their last contract to try and get them to come and join up? Now, I'll admit there's been teams, even before LeBron, that put together three stars. I don't know that superstars, though, because back then, they would hold on to their players, man. So I don't know if 3 superstars. I think the earliest example of that would probably have been Boston in the Big Three. KG was late on in his career. I guess, like, all of them were late on in their career, but they were still, I guess, in the bit of their prime, man. So, you can go back as far as that and see what teams try to join up. But, like, the way he did it and the way that they thought it was such a big deal to make this whole event because LeBron was going to Miami with D. Wade and Bosh. It was just, it was just the start of a bad taste, man. We've got stats for the two of these guys, right? And when you compare the two, LeBron has got some awesome numbers, but you have to trickle into the fact that he's been playing, over 20 years now. You're right. So I don't know if it's fair to extrapolate it out and say if Jordan would have played that long, because he didn't. He retired. Game over. His body wasn't in shape, or his mind wasn't there in it, or what have you, to keep playing as long as LeBron did. So that deserves credit. That his mind and his body and his spirit is still intact for him to still be playing high-level basketball. But again, 5, 6 more seasons than your opponent, allows you the opportunity to really run the numbers up. So when I look at his numbers and the records he's broken, they don't hold the same weight as Michael Jordan's winning record and his accolades that he achieved in the years that he played. And when we go to the big stage, when it matters, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan has won all 6 championships he was involved in, and LeBron has lost 6 championships, right? But when you bring that argument up, most people would be like, well, it ain't like LeBron out there playing 1 versus 5. Well, when they win, the only person you talk about is LeBron. As if, he willed them to a win. He did what it takes to be a winner. He's a leader, this, that, and the third. So same when they lose, you've got to look to who the head dog is. And when you're just looking at it straight from facts, there's been 6 times where LeBron James didn't get it done. I will forever hold on to the fact that when the big dance time came around, Michael Jordan gonna whoop your ass, bro. Like, it's just that simple. Championships, numbers, records broken, all-star games, defensive player of the year. They both have all of these accolades, man. So, for individual accomplishments, Jordan has more. And as it comes to team accomplishments, man, big stages, I think Jordan wins that hands down. But I thought that was an interesting video, man. NICK Wright is always one for a good sound bite. Even though you didn't hear much of him in that clip. It was Chris Broussard getting back at him. But I thought that was an interesting little clip to run across, man, and offer my opinion. Super respect LeBron James and what he's doing in his NBA career. But just when it comes to that GOAT debate, man, and like, I don't even know if he's just 2. I wasn't a huge Kobe fan, but in terms of impact on the court and knowing that you're going up against a dog that most likely is gonna come out on top. You know, I lean, you know, I lean to Black Mamba in that respect, man, in that regard. So on my list is Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. You know, but of course that's a healthy argument that people have all kind of different takes on. But I thought NICK Wright, you know, got served by all Chris Broussard there, man. So, you know, my thoughts on Bronny and just paying attention to things these days, I thought it was a cool little conversation to get into. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Who was your GOAT? LeBron or MJ? You know what I'm saying? Most likely that's like an era, just a age thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're young enough to only have watched LeBron, then quite naturally you would think LeBron. But I think people that are old enough to have watched both, that can make a comparison. Now you can say eras and who was playing against. And to us, dudes might have looked old and slow. You know what I'm saying? You watching it on grainy television, but you know, the thing about it, it's not like, you know, people's bodies progress. You dig what I'm saying? Like, people get bigger, stronger, and faster. But just like, you know, when you adjust for the rates of inflation from back in the days, like we'll say, damn, 35 cents for a loaf of bread? Yeah, to us, 35 cents is nothing. But back then, you know, people weren't paid how we're paid now. So the $3 we spent on a pack of bread was equivalent to the 35 cents that they pay for bread in. So when we're looking at it as far as athletics, man, yeah, those guys, man, used to smoke cigarettes and drink beer at halftime. But that don't mean they came out on the court bullshit. That don't mean they were any less strong. It didn't take away from their quickness. You know, they were all athletes, man. An athlete is an athlete is an athlete. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, they may not have been as graceful and maybe couldn't jump as high, but shit, neither could anybody else. It's not like outside. Now, Jordan jumped out the gym. You had a couple people jump out the gym, but for the most part, the level of athleticism is going to be on par. You're going to have people that are anomalies, like, you know, here recently, you can talk about Vince Carter and Zach LaVine and all type of people that jump up out the gym. But for the most part, you know, a 40-inch vertical is a 40-inch vertical, bro. You dig what I'm saying? So, defense is defense. Long arms are long arms. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how fast somebody's moving, you know, a shot contest is a shot contest. People don't play defense these days. So it's a lot of nitpicking and either side and thing you can do. But outside of just trying to go to the eras argument and saying that the level of competition in Mike and MJ's day wasn't as high as LeBron, I guess you could say that, but then you could also say, well, apparently that's right, because LeBron has done more losing on the big stage than he has winning. So I don't know if that strengthens the argument. But at any rate, man, I just wanted to get into it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And until next time, man, this has been That Way with Jack Travis. I'll get it y'all soon. Loud.